hero who shattered the wheel and brought salvation to the world.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me as we continue on with our story with the main scenario of 6.4, The Dark Throne. Just as a quick recap before we continue on, we were able to do the first couple quests, including the dungeon, which took a little bit longer than I expected, but we were able to, Yashtola's found a way for us to get to the moon of the 13th, and that means going to the moon from our moon, like the source's moon. But to do so, we need a lot of ether to be able to transfer to the moon in order to open up the gate. And to do that, we had to go to the ether font, which is the Isle of Ham. And that was originally the place where we were going to use all that ether to power up the Ragnarok. That was the original plan. But we instead have all that ether and nowhere to put it, so we're going to put it to good use by transferring it all to the moon. So we just finished up with the dungeon, and so we're going to be heading off to Garlemald next, probably. And once we get the permission from the contingent there, we're going to head straight off to the moon so we can go to the void. Yeah, certainly a lot of things have to be done here, so yeah, let's just go ahead and continue where we left off. So we are moving back here. So we're back here in Garlean, and I decided to go ahead and play through the rest part of this as a paladin. So Claire's ready to go, and let's see where the story takes us. Yeah, I think she looks great. I just had to go ahead and put that out there. So, like fear to flame, it is time to process to the next stage of your plan. Proceed to the next part of the plan. With the tank's transportation thus arranged, our first task is complete. We may now turn our attention to the second. To wit, obtaining the blessing of the Ishabar contingent to use the Tower of Babel to channel energy onto the moon. Our destination is Camp Broken Glass, where we may present our petition to Commander Lucia. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, we're friends with practically everyone in the contingent, so let's go straight to Camp Broken Glass. I was wondering what that noise was, just a cat. Okay, so we're back at Camp Broken Glass. Let's look around. That's right, it's right in through here. Hello, everyone. For Yashtola's advice, I've changed into clothing more suited to these surrounds. The better to blend in. I hope this will suffice. I still think it's a bit too light, but that's just me. Here we go again. Glad am I to hear the Garlemald's restoration proceedeth apace, and the people no longer want for warmth. Be that as it may, there is no substitute for appropriate garments in such frigid climes, as I can personally attest. Well, that was your fault. Okay, Lucia, been a while. I wonder if she's missing Ishgard yet. Claire, allow me to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent Void-Sent incursion. Your actions saved many. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of great import. Why are you here? Sorry, the cat just does not know her place. Indeed, we appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unilateral action. It is no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babel, and I speak not only of the technological challenges. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Though we have yet to re-establish a governing body, we provisionally refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native Garleans, most of whom are uncomfortable with the ethereal manipulation. To compound matters, the trauma inflicted by anima is still fresh. If the tower were to suddenly light up again, it is like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. He didn't think about that. Better that than facing a mass invasion by Golbez and his void-sent hordes, surely. Of course, we acknowledge the gravity of the situation, as well as the promised bloodshed should we fail to act. Yet even were we to convey your warning to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. They will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they cannot imagine. Oh, that's troubling. What is there to imagine? Haven't these people seen Voidsent with their own eyes? Direct and to the point. I like Zero with that. Let us suppose you encounter someone who is freezing in this cold. A natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbor an acute fear? Despite the benefits, nay, the necessity of the warmth you offer, they may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. So like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babel torments the people of Garlemald. But you can't really blame it, the thing is ugly. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. We should speak with Alfino and Alize. With the rabbit they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with valuable insights. In the meantime, Urianje, might I ask that you remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? I did not think about that. I mean, there's probably nothing that would scare people more than the unknown. So, of course, the people here don't understand how magic works. They're kind of, they're born to believe that magic is a terrible thing. And that those who use magic can't be trusted. So, if we activate the tower, then that's only going to cause more mistrust. Oh, why does everything have to be so complicated? I mean, I still say, if we just explain that the tower is going to help to, prevent a invasion of Voidsent, I mean, we might get somewhere. I don't know. It just sounds like they're making things a lot more complicated than they have to be. Even when we're not fighting with each other, the Garleans are making things difficult for us. To dread fire even when one is freezing, to become a prisoner of one's fear. 'Tis a fate to which Voidsents too can succumb, aye. Really? Oh, I guess that's true. I have taken the liberty of explaining our objective. I knew you wouldn't be able to stay away. Of all things. Glad to see you, Claire. Vitra has explained our present dilemma. 'Tis no unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to the reactivation of the Tower of Babel. That's putting it mildly. Many would be up in arms over it. Trust in the Ishabar contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly or we risk jeopardizing everything we've achieved. Trust again. Well, it seems to me there's naught for it but to speak with the people. Rather than harping on about the necessity of the plan, we need to lend an ear to their concerns. Perhaps we can begin working towards a compromise. In that case, I'll take you to meet with the community leaders. They're at a station called Centius, near the Seneculum Imperialis. I would be honored to speak with them, though it would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well. But that I will leave to the others, save Zero. Might you accompany me? I'm sure those in Tapper's Den will have their own opinions. Alphino, if I may drag you along. Tetrium, we leave to you. You're no stranger to the people here, so it should take little prodding to convince them to speak freely. Then it's settled. Once you learned what you can, let's all meet and form Soleus, where we will have what I hoped is a productive discussion. Okay, we're going into politics now. Oh. That's okay, I mean, hopefully we can get through this pretty quickly. So we got 5 people to speak with. Activate the Tower of Babel? Are you out of your mind? That abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. I can't even bear to look at it whenever I step outside. If you want to do something for us, tear the bloody thing down. Look, we will be happy to do so eventually, hopefully, but never mind. Writing lady. Fie, the tower isn't right, I tell you, all those magics. Years ago when I lived in the provinces, the locals razed our villages to the ground with the stuff, made things appear and disappear and fly and burn. Can still see it when I close my eyes. You've done us a good turn, dear, but let's not talk about that tower any longer. It's unnatural. Oh, forgot. What are you doing? You're making things harder. No, stop it! The tower is evil. It'll turn us all evil. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. Oh, in this station. Okay, in this car. Tower Babel. But what's it got to do with void sense? Can't say I understand. Still, your people have done much and more for us Garleans. If you say it's necessary, then it's good enough for me. Well, thank you. That's rather nice to hear. Whatever its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garlemald. I mean no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? Though if we dared speak thus to some of the contingent, they might make assumptions, cut our rations, or worse. No, forget I said anything, please. Look, we're not going to do that. I mean, we understand. I mean, most of them seem right on board with, you know, destroying the tower. The only problem is like the teleporter is still inside, so we need to have that at least still up and running, but that would mean keeping... I mean, look how big it is! It's huge! Like, I don't know what we're gonna do to, you know, take that down. Julius is on his way with the others. I hope you found the people more receptive than we did. Sorry, I just have a cat staring at me and she's kind of freaking me out now. Who are you guys? Claire, may I present to you Lords Ganius and Mittes, magistrates of our political council. They have been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of the Tower Babel, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by the representatives of the Ishabar contingent. I see Alphino and Alice have yet to arrive, though, so perhaps we should wait. Doesn't matter if only some of you are present. We simply wish to make one thing perfectly clear. The Tower is the manifestation of Garlean ingenuity and authority. It was once the abode of the imperial family, and it will forever bear tremendous cultural significance. It is insulting enough that we've had to suffer foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid, and now you propose reactivating it? Nay, we have had enough. The Garlemald of old may have fallen, but she fell in civil war to her own people, not to Eorzea nor any other land. We came here to assert our unequivocal claim to the territory. Garlemald and all that lies within her bounds is beholden to no one. Really? Leave it to the Garleans. Like, they're so proud that they're proud over the fact that Garlemald could only fall to them. Like, really? Like, I don't know. There is no common ground to be found with these men. In spite of this, you would still engage with them. We will treat with the Ishabar contingent, if only to assert our rights. If your intentions are as benevolent as you claim, then you will agree to our demands. I do not begrudge them their hostility. They merely seek to protect their homeland. That said, we must strive to reach an understanding with one another. Our sovereignty is of paramount importance. On this point, there can be no concessions. I can't read today. Hey, the fallen empire. Julius is eager. Okay. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertrim. I'll also instruct Alphino and Alize to meet us there. Lord Metis, Lord Gannis, by your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Senatus. Though the Ishabar contingent holds the Tower of Babel, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it meet that I present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dreams for the future is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Least you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground, upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well, but know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premises should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. Settled then, you should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertrim. At least we have one person on our side. Well, I'm glad that Julius is here. Hopefully the others inside the Senatus will be a lot more receptive as well. I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. What a dump. Like, this place is just a mess. I mean, if we thought Ishgard was in bad shape, this here, like, that makes the Ishgard look like a few loose bricks compared to this mess. Their defenses bespeaks a cautious mindset, more so than Tertrim. Here it is, Senatus, a temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence the tight security. I'm given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted so much as a glimpse inside. We should consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. I hope it will be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll enter and see what we can learn. Okay. Not that different than Tertram, but definitely bigger. Basic design is reminiscent of Tertram, though somewhat embellished. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Ishabar contingent and the current state of affairs. We would also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and open minds that I believe we may yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. Okay, so looks like we have a guard over here. You want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. Wise decision. I'll say this much, our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life, what remains of it at any rate. I trust them to do what's best for Garlemald. Barrel of ceruleum. Recognize the large casks as the very same ones you and your comrades used to transport ceruleum from Lapis Manalis. Why they are in Sanitas is unclear. Okay, that's kind of suspicious. I don't like the sound of that. Please, I wish to hear your concerns regarding the tower. Definitely nicer than Tertram. Marcus? How do I feel about the contingent? Conflict, to say the least. I've been tasked with the distribution of supplies, and I know as well as any that we wouldn't survive without outside aid. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. People don't want to be beholden to others forever, and there's no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. That is definitely something to think about. The furnishings are quite lavish. I am reminded of Troya. Really? I don't really see it. Okay, piles of crates. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if these guys aren't really able to leave, that they have supplies. Stockpile of assorted supplies bears markings indicating they were provided by the Ishabar contingent. The Enclave is clearly reliant upon the Alliance for aid. Again, that's not really a surprise. We kind of knew all of that. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Much the same as me, then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. How many times must I tell you it's absolutely out of the question? Oh, great. Now what's going on? Oh, there you are. What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is aught the matter? No, I was just trying to explain. Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has been made a reasonable request, but this man insists that it's impossible. It concerns the Magitech weapons which run rampant through Regulo Urbanamessa. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we propose the elimination of all machina that loiter near the supply route, but you heard them. They refuse to even consider it. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or not, those war mechana are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who's to say that they are as dangerous as you attest? It has been suggested that this could be a pretense to scavenge magitech material for your own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains we cannot allow you to destroy them. Okay, buddy, then you go out and, defend the area then. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous, but they have spoken, and unless we want to inflame tensions further, there's naught we can do. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable arrangement. An equitable arrangement, of course! Well do I understand the difficulty of your position. As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea, but I must first speak with the Commander Lucia. May I take charge in this matter? By all means. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, where you might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. Honestly, if they think it's so easy dealing with all of those rampaging magic tech weapons, then they can go out and deal with them. They can stand guard while we bring in supplies for them. Really? Just really? Ugh. I want to go and fight Voidsent on the moon! I don't want to deal with politics right now! Come on, bring on the Voidsent! Bring on Golbez and the Shadow Dragon, which we know is coming! He seems awfully confident. What do you suppose he has in mind? Well, it's whatever Zero said that's probably brought inspiration. Who is this person again? I have completed mine inspection of the tower. Thou shalt be pleased to hear that the transference of aether will pose no difficulty. Leave this to me, my friend. Welcome back, all of you. I pray there have been positive developments in your efforts to appeal to the Garlean community. Mayhap not yet, but there is a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As satrap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Razat Han and the people of Garlemald. Yeah, I saw that coming. Makes sense! Please continue. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain, for it is their home. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the Ishabar contingent, or rather, in less flattering terms, they are entirely at your mercy. Despite your noble intentions, this one-sided relationship has fueled feelings of frustration and resentment. 'Tis no surprise then that some Garleans are loath to engage with foreigners, for fear of indebting themselves further, or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That is why I wish to present them with an equitable arrangement. One that would restore them a sense of agency after having been forced to rely upon charity. So they're doing what they're doing in Alamigo. Easier said than done. What exactly did you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Razat Han abided by a treaty of non-interference. Freely we have traded with one another, and I wish but to continue in this tradition. We would provide your people with such supplies as you require, in return for which you would grant us leave to use the Tower of Babel, as well as share your Magitech resources and expertise. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more cerulean to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Razatan's culture will be enriched by your Magitech wonders, and our ever-increasing demand for your wares will see Garlemald grow wealthy and prosperous. Only when both sides keep to the interests of the other in mind can an equitable relationship be forged. 'Tis a principle I once thought I understood, but I've come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. Aww. That's cute. Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. Though I cannot speak for every Garlean, I myself see no reason to object to your proposal. Indeed, if Razat-Han were to take the initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. If you see the sense in my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiations at Turtram. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Lord Ganias and Metes. By all means, go with them. I have matters well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operation, so I too shall hie me to Turtram. Okay, so hopefully we can get through the politics here. I don't mean to complain about it, I really don't, but if a great agreement can be forged, I dare to hope it will thaw relations with the Garleans. Until then, I'll keep on trying to convince them of the need to decommission these dangerous... Why are you here? Oh... What is with you today? You're normally so well behaved. Okay, so I just teleported straight back. I'm guessing I'm around here. Okay, here we go. Metis. Hopefully they'll like this idea, but I have a bad feeling they won't. A crowd you may have brought, but numbers will not intimidate us. The Tower of Babel is ours by rights, and nothing you do will convince us otherwise. Rest assured, it is not our intent to infringe upon the rights of the people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As a satrap of Razat-Han, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. The aid we presently receive will not last forever, my lord. Sooner or later we must stand on our own 2 feet. But to do so, we must secure a means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. 'Tis true we do not want for Magitech and ceruleum, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things as we lack. It would depend on the precise terms, but I can see the merits. Okay, so we won him over. What? I cannot believe what I'm hearing. You served the Emperor, were a proud patriot, yet now you entertain selling national resources like a common merchant? Like you, I weep for what we have lost, but if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense, utter nonsense. You are a traitor, Ganias, and there will be a reckoning. Oh yes, when the people of Sentes learn of this, they will cry out for your blood. Really? Lord Metis, wait, it isn't safe out there. Honestly, I think that most of them would be really on board with this whole idea of a trade agreement. Hey, bonds of trust. Concern is writ plain on Julius's face. It is far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Mitis. Let us leave matters here in Maximus' care while the rest of us join in the search. If Lord Mitis is bound for the Senatus, we may be able to catch up to him in the Regio Urbana Massima. I pray he has not come to any harm. Whereas this large crowd of people who could have very easily have stopped him did nothing. Embarrassing display. A man of Mitis' station should have the capacity to keep his emotions in check. Honestly, we just let him walk on by. Like, any one of us could have stopped him. Like, whatever. I'm sorry, I just want to get to the Voidsent. I'm not a fan of politics. I'm really not. It kind of all goes over my head for the most part. But fighting creatures from the void, yeah, I can deal with that. I like that idea. Okay, and he certainly, like, covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time. I'll give him that. Whoa! Are these Voidsent now? Oh no, they're weird. I'm not going to question that. Yep, I knew it. Well, maybe this will help him realize what a pain in the ass it is to deal with these rampant monsters. Well, rampant magic tech, sorry. Okay. I'm alive? Yeah, you're alive. And hopefully that scare will have knocked some sense into you.
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
Don't think I'm indebted to you. I never asked for your help.
You love Garlemald dearly, Lord Metius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that. We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold. Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers. But I won't stop looking nonetheless. And I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Is there hope for us?
Aye, so long as we live. Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Metius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
To be lectured by the younger, it ill becomes a man of my station. I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me? Ere we part, I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
Maybe we can solve more problems
Ulysses, wait.
like that.
I'd like a word. With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
Aww.
Worry not, we shall see the magistrate safely back to Tertium.
What is it?
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
Hmm.
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here.
It's chilly everywhere you go here. It's not going to be any warmer anywhere else. At least not out here.
So that's how Zero came to join you. Still, I'm not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust. I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister. As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. But I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence.
Of course.
Trust is infectious, in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself. Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did, after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it. No one trusts in you, and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns.
Ooh, we're gonna see our past?
During the Contra Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness. You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoria's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
Almost. 2 men tried just the once.
Are they who I think they are? Oh my god.
A swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriats. When they learned our enemies were the same, they seemed heartened. They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron,
Baron.
and were traveling the realm in search of a means to end the Contra Memoria. They invited me to join them. I refused. How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world? Those who would work with others always have their own motives. I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit. I expected some manner of outburst, some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now... Perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them, too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more. I continued fighting alone. But ultimately, I was undone. Overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me. And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our
So
world.
that was the moment.
Darkness washed over me, and I was swept into the rift. When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations.
Wow. I wonder how she's going to react when we meet up with Golbez.
I had a chance to learn about trust, and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone.
Oh.
But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive. So long as you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today. Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you. If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots? I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Aww.
Here it is again. The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep, though there is no sorrow. If this is trust, then what must I do? How do I answer it?
With a handshake, perhaps? Oh, man, like, how do you describe trust to someone? It really makes you think.
Give me your hand. It's not something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
A friend. So that's what it means.
Oh, oh,
Someone you trust.
oh, she finally, oh, she finally has an answer to what a friend is. Oh, they did not go there. Oh. So Xenos trusted us. That's why he saw us as a friend. Wow, what do you say to that? I don't know. Oh, man. When I first met Zira, I wasn't sure what to make of her forthright to a fault nature, but now I understand she's simply an honest soul to the core. Thank you. I feel at last as though I found the answers I sought, and I owe it all to you and you this. Right then, I expect the others will have already arrived back at Tertium. We should join them. Oh, okay. Ooh, what's this now? What is this? Another cutscene. Oh, looks like the discussions have gone well. Full glad am I to see everyone returned, and none the worse for wear. Various representatives of the Garlean community have gathered here this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to announce the trade agreement. You read the memorandum. I trust you find the terms acceptable. Memorandum. A nice name. I do, and Ganius, I pray you forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I'm ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiation solely on your shoulders in my absence. Hello, you two. You've been gone a while. You should know that when we brought up the subject of the tower's reactivation to the people at Tapper's Den, some reacted quite strongly. Once we explained that it would be to prevent another void-sent invasion, however, they were more receptive. Thank you! It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. I tagged along to deliver a supply of ceruleum. I have to say I didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the stuffy Imperials who normally keep to themselves and Senatus are here. My friends and countrymen, lend me your ears. I am pleased to inform you all of this joyous occasion that we, the people of Garlemald, have entered into a trade agreement with Razat-Han. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower Babel. In return, Razat-Han will provide us with supplies, which shall be equitably distributed amongst the settlements of our nation. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade, a bargain struck between individuals, rooted in trust and respect, and it marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence. Razat-Han holds Garlean technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that through this agreement our people will enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship for years to come. Now then, we bid you gather round to hear the particulars, that you might convey them to those elsewhere. No one really looks happy. But they are looking like they're at least willing to listen, so I guess that's really the best that we can have right now. So burdened by hardship and trauma were the people of Garlemald that they were unable to imagine a brighter future. To be recognized as equals, as a nation with something of value to offer to others, that validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. 'Tis by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower Babel, a rather timely development given the aether tank's impending arrival. Once the crowd stores have been replenished, we need but await Yastola's signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? And you can leave that and anything else on this end to me and Alphino. No need to worry, devote all your energies to the mission in the void. As ever, I am in your debt. You are good friends. Oh, she's learning and they look so surprised. Oh boy. Okay, hopefully that is the end of our politics here. I get why they did it, but come on, I want to get to the void set now. Oh, call me bloodthirsty or something, I don't care. I'm just eager to get to some real action right now. I did not wait 4 months for politic talk. Okay. Garlean technology shall enrich my people's lives and empower them to achieve great new feats. I'm particularly eager to see what our alchemists are inspired to create. Both Razathan and Garlemald stand to benefit greatly from this agreement. It may mark, well, the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Good friends, eh? And coming from her, you know she's not just saying it to be nice. I'm not wrong to call them that, am I? Friends. No, you're not. Moments like this give me hope that we still have a place in this world. And yes, lunar. Okay. My god, finally, we're going to be going off to the moon now. At least I really hope so, because what are we? I think we're in 4 quests, so we have about 5 left to go. At least I think so, if my math is right. Anyway, I'm just glad that we are finally going to be moving on to the moon, so definitely not as long a video as last time, but we'll go ahead and call it there for right now. So, yeah, probably my favorite part would be that talk with Zero. Like, yeah, I love being able to learn more about her past, especially since we know one of them has to be Golbez that she actually met way back then. I mean, we couldn't really see him, but it's the armor was there, so he had to have been there. And then there was that other swordsman who, I don't know, he looked a lot like Golbez's look from the After Years, Final Fantasy IV, the After Years. We see Golbez again, and he's not wearing his armor, so it's hard to make out from the angle that we were at, but I'm guessing that might be Sissel? I don't know. I really don't know. I do think that we will be seeing a lot more about Zero's past. I'm guessing through an Echo flashback, at least that's what we saw from the trailer. But yeah, so finally we're going to be going off to the moon, we're going to be heading off to the void, and hopefully we will find Eshdaya before everything goes bad, but something tells me that things are going to go bad real quick. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it and you're looking forward to the next part of the main scenario with my live reactions. And yeah, that's it for now. Thank you so much. See you soon.